You gonna play that video first? Why is this funny?
This shit is not funny, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a funny issue, man. But this
Actually,
song
it
has,
is. It could
this
be. It could be.
this song has been a comedy jam for years for females and men. You know what I'm saying? But it also keep a motherfucker quiet. You know what I mean? If they listen, if they're involved in this. So let's check this video out. Tell us what you think.
Talk woman to woman right along with here. Is that right? Can we talk girl to girl tonight? Yeah. Well, is Barbara here tonight?
Barbara, where you at?
I want to know if Barbara's here tonight. I want to talk to Barbara tonight. Hello? Yes, may I speak to Barbara? Is that you, girl? Barbara, this is Shirley. You might not know who I am, big old fine, sexy thing like me. But the reason I'm calling you tonight, you see, I was going through my own man's pocket like he asked me to do. And I just happened to find your name and number. So, woman to woman, I don't think it's been any more than fair than to call you, and let you know where I'm coming from. Now, I don't know how you're gonna take this, but whether you be cool or come out of a funky bag, it really don't make much difference. But you see, it's only fair that I let you know that the man you've been trying to slip around with, baby, he's mine. From the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. The bed he sleeps in, and every piece of food he eats. You see, I make it possible. The clothes on his back, I buy it. Even that Lincoln he leans in every day, you see, I promise him notes every month. So I'm just telling you these things to let you know how much I love that man. And woman to woman, girl to girl, sister to sister, I think you understand how much I love my man. And woman to woman, I think you'll understand how much I'll do. D-O, do. I'm talking about do now, to you. Woman to woman, if you ever been in love, then you know how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
She is well invested in this dude, man.
Look, it has happened to the best of us.
Damn, man.
I probably a few times in my life I have had that phone call. Someone called me with that phone call.
Tell us about this phone call, or one of your phone calls that I had.
So this is an old one. I had met this guy, I think he was like at Myers or something. And he struck up a conversation with me, ended up giving him my phone number. No more than 24 hours later, it's a girl calling my phone. So I'm like, oh, hell, he don't know how to play. And I'm just like,
hold on. Let me ask you a question. What area of phone was this? Was this Nextel era? This was caller ID era?
Oh yeah, it was caller ID era, but it was Nextel like era, right?
Ooh, so you got chirped?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. What did I think I had a Motorola phone at the time, but either way. So the girl calls me and she's just like, so mind you, when I meet this guy, he had, we were talking about, I've been doing property management forever. So he was talking about how he does work on houses and I was like, oh, that's dope, So he was talking about what he does. I talked about what I did. So when she called me, she was just like basically saying who she was and she was his girl and how they've been. She didn't get into their story, but I was just like, well, yeah, I did meet him today and I'm trying to save him at this point. Now I don't realize what's going on. I'm
Right.
telling them, I said, I told her, I said, well, we were talking about the work that he does,
Right.
so, and I'll do property management. So we exchange numbers. So I'm trying to save
Mm-hmm.
situation because I invested.
Right.
I
Right.
don't
Right. Right.
care.
Right. 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 Right.
So then she starts going in. It turned into a whole counseling session. I was like, I said, I really hope you figure this out. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be involved in y'all stuff.
Right.
It sounds like you've been going through a lot with him, and you got some soul searching to do, and you need to make a decision on whether you're gonna stay or leave.
Oh, she got some soul searching to
I
do.
just, and I
Wow.
just left it alone, and it actually ended on really good terms
Okay.
with that conversation. But then I talked to him afterwards and was just like, yo, lose my number. I don't do drama. I don't
Right.
like, I'm cool with that. Never talk to him again.
Good.
So yeah. Yep, it's unfortunately happened a couple of times, but I I don't think I would ever call another woman about somebody
Okay.
I'm dating. I I just and I got girlfriends because we done had this conversation before with some of my girlfriends, and I just wouldn't. I already your woman's intuition already telling you everything that you need to know. That's
Hmm.
how I look at it. And
Oh, no, so you saying for you, like if you're intuitive to know that your man might be out there.
yeah,
That's what you say? Okay, continue.
yeah. And of course there's levels to it though, because like let me say this. If I'm dating somebody, I'm with somebody, I'm in a committed relationship, and it's a female that is pursuing him and being disrespectful towards me in that pursuit, and then I'm be like, you better handle that, or I'm gonna have to handle it. Then I would say something to a woman. So, or if it was like a friend or somebody that's supposed to be my friend, and I find out that they messing around with who I'm messing around with, oh,
Mm,
we had all of us having words.
right,
But
right.
otherwise, I just don't feel like on my end, if I receive those phone calls, I don't feel like you owe me anything. What is you calling me for?
Mm-hmm,
Talk to the man. Why are you talking to me? Make
mm-hmm,
your decision based on on how y'all situation is, on what your energy is like with him, how he treating you or whatever. You
mm-hmm,
pretty much know. Your gut tells you what you need to know.
hmm. I remember.
That's
Oh, I mean, cut you off. Go ahead, continue. I'm
no,
sorry.
you're fine. You're
I
fine.
remember watching. It was a TV show on BT. Gabrielle Union was a star. Being Mary Jane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that first, I think it was the first episode. I only watched only one episode, but that first episode is when a chick had confronted, or she confronted the wife of,
I just seen
well,
that clip not too long ago.
right. And the wife was like, "Man, what was your purpose of telling me this? You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? What's the point? Like, you know what I'm saying? What do you get the gain out of this? Gain out of you telling me this situation? You know what I mean?" And she was just stuck on that, and that's a interesting question. And like, yeah, what was your purpose? Like, like who is really to blame is the question when it
mm-hmm.
comes to that dynamic of the side chick energy. You know what I'm saying?
And
Who-
sometimes it's not even a side chick situation.
Right.
Sometimes it's a situation where all parties probably just dating and not exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
And one person feels slighted because they done found something out, and then they trying to make your shit be fucked up because
Right.
you feel like you getting the short end of the stick. In a situation like that, baby girl, please don't call me because you're gonna feel
Mm-hmm.
bad at the end
Right.
of it. You
Right.
know, um, because we all out here dating and trying to figure it out. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times people date multiple people until they do figure it out.
Right. Right.
So just be honest about it with all parties. That's how I look at it. You ain't got to say who you dating or whatever, but what's understood don't need to be explained. If we ain't say that we exclusive, then we not exclusive then. Can't be mad
Right.
about it. You
Don't be mad
know.
about it. Just keep it moving, huh?
Yeah.
I think I look at it at from a married perspective. I look at it as, what I'm saying, when it comes to, like, what I'm saying, side dudes and side chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I find that more side dudes are more quiet and more loyal to the cause than side chicks. Motherfucker shut the
know
fuck
what?
up. As
You
long as I'm here, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
have you
That's
ever
what,
had a guy call you? Does it happen to
yeah,
guys?
I
Okay.
have, but I was single at that time,
Okay.
and I was living in BC, and
Mhm.
I just got this call. You know what I mean? And I called it back once he hung up the phone, and it was at a beauty salon. But he just called. It was like, "Yo, stay away from my girl." My bag. Who is this? You know what I'm saying? Stay away from my girl. It's your final warning, bro. Before you go with that final warning shit, who's your girl? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest, I hate to brush your brother. I was fucking a lot of women and shit like that, so I don't know who your girl is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said, just stay away from her. And hung up the phone. So I called it back to see where it's from, and it's from a beauty salon. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean the final one that never came because I don't even know who the fuck he was talking about. You know, so
I can't.
I
Yeah.
had a deduction of who it could possibly be, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't
Hmm.
care. You know, as a matter of fact, I did ask that person, say, hey, you know, think that, you know what I'm saying? Like I was a Exodus person, you know what I'm saying? I think that, you know what I'm saying, he thought that we still had something going on because I'm such a good dude. You know what I mean? And people be regretting when they lose the Akibang. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I'm a sex symbol, yo. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. Yes. But yeah, I think that was that situation. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Hmm.
But I got the
Yeah.
call. You know what I'm saying? So I know what that feels like. You know what I'm saying? It's an ego boost though.
I don't know if it's an ego boost because as
For me
a,
it was. I was like, hey, you know,
I guess, but for a woman, like there was another guy, and this call I completely understood. He was dating somebody that I knew, but I didn't know that they were dating. And she found out about me, and she called me, and I didn't vibe with the guy. We didn't even. I think he rode to Chicago with me, and that was it.
mhm.
But she called me and was telling me about it, and we kind of have this, we were not currently friends, and we weren't currently friends at the time, but we knew each other because we went to school together. So at
Right.
one point in time, you know, we hung out when we were in school. So when she called me and told me about the situation, I was like, well, I could tell you that I'm not going to be in your way, and I'm not interested in nothing happen between us. So it kind of, we just ended up catching up on the phone call, and just I was just like, I ain't interested, girl.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and it left it at that. But yeah, I don't sometimes I don't get it. I even, like, when we talk about side chicks, I had a friend who was dating this guy, and she was pregnant at the same time as another girl, and they both knew about each other.
All
And
right,
that's
rewind that. I didn't register that. Say that one more time.
so it was a girlfriend who was pregnant, and then another girl was pregnant while she was pregnant by the same guy. Okay,
Same time.
same time. Um, so there was always drama between the two females, right? He's going back and forth between both of them, and they know he'll tell one thing to pacify her, and then the same thing, right? So when she was talking to me about it, I was just like, you got two options. This is how I look at it. You could accept that it's gonna be all three of y'all. Fuck it. Or you could decide you're not gonna fuck with him. Cause you can't make him stop talking to her, and she can't make you stop talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like the girl showed up to her house, and like, to come to my home, that's crazy. Because
That
what you
is
not
crazy.
gonna do, I'll stay fucking this nigga just to make your
Right,
ass
right.
mad.
I hear
Like,
that. Right.
sorry for my
I hear that.
language,
Right, right. I get it. Yeah.
don't come to my home. There's nothing that you can say. There's nothing that another woman can say or do, or anybody for that matter, to make
Mhm.
me stop talking to somebody.
Right.
I stop talking to somebody when I want to stop talking to somebody.
That's fair.
Period.
That's fair.
So sometimes I don't feel like, depending on where that conversation, like what you're expecting to get from that, and I think a lot of women just want um confirmation, you know what I'm saying, and validation. It's not even about being beefy or anything like that. You know, like in some of the women that I've talked to, I could hear the hurt. So, and as a woman, I can relate. So I'm very I try to be mindful of how I respond without at the same time keeping it a little gangster. Cause you're not
You're not gonna be in front of my house. You know what I'm saying? That's just wild,
yeah,
yo.
yeah, that's crazy. That's
That's like
crazy.
Are you serious? And I looked at people and it's you. Oh. Yeah, that's very dangerous. That's very dangerous,
Crazy,
man. I guess,
crazy.
but it's like a multiple layer of situations. Like some people don't care that the person's either in a relationship, they don't care that they even married, and yeah, and they just want to be around that particular type of security. I think, some dudes more like I just want to hit it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't know about dudes messing with married women. You know what I'm saying? But they just want to be around that, maybe thinking that they could be the better choice. I could deduct. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Um, and the same thing for the female. You know what I'm saying? Females, I'm thinking that there's areas. I know women that like that's all they like is married men because they could get the benefits of having a man that's secure and less clingy. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
what they need to do and throw them back to the wife, like the Scissor song.
Hmm. Oh
Was it the
yeah,
week?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
I said, "What the
I,
fuck are you doing?" Like
I'm not trying to be funny, but I'll just air a little bit of my dirty laundry. I was that woman at one point.
the weekend.
Purposely chose someone who was in a relationship, was not married at the time, because I didn't want the responsibility. I just wanted to do what I do and bye, go, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it didn't
How
last
how
long.
how how how, how did that end?
I ended it cold turkey. Got tired of it.
Okay, but at the beginning it was like the thrill of the forbidding.
It definitely was. It
Okay,
definitely was. Yep.
was it validation and ego boosting for you?
Yeah, and I was so young and naive too. Oh my God.
How old were you
In some
then?
cases it was. I was like in my early 20s. I might have been just 21, 22. I was so young.
Okay,
So
how old was the
um
person?
he was older.
Yeah. Oh god damn, that motherfucker was 60. Like Jesus Christ.
He may
Ho
have been like
is
six,
really
7 years
old.
older than me. Six,
Yeah,
7 years
is really old, yo. You know what I'm saying? So
older. Yeah.
like, were you comfortable being in public spaces, or was it a
Oh, there was no public spaces. No.
okay?
So
That
when you
makes no
when
sense.
you made the comment about men know how to play their role, like I'm different
Yeah,
breed. I
right.
know it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna play my role, but don't get mad at me because I'm
Right,
still gonna be me. You know what
right.
I'm saying? But
Okay.
then still being a woman, I like some women. I feel this is not me because I eventually started catching feelings,
Mm-hmm.
and I never would. I didn't make any issues though. When I started getting in that place, I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. Let me go ahead and stop doing this. I can't keep doing this. You know what I'm
That
saying?
makes sense.
This ain't my role. This ain't the role
Right.
that I was meant to play. So um
But you're
but
different. 'Cause most women will want to be known.
mm-mm. No, and then it's a couple of times that I ran into him and his significant other out, and he would be trying to talk to me, and I'm like, "Whoa, you being disrespectful." So sometimes for me, it was his disrespect that really turned me off more so than anything in front of his wife. Like
Damn.
I'm like, yeah, no, no, because if I was in her shoes, as fucked up as it sounds, I'm gonna whoop a bitch ass. You ain't about to be in my face, and
Mm-hmm.
you messing with my
Right.
husband. Like,
Right. I think
so,
all women should be like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless they are a poly type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm.
yeah, but I know moms would be like that. The fuck out of here. I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
disrespectful.
yeah, so never fuck with bitches like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you don't do that shit, man. So it's like,
Mm-mm.
yeah. So
Mm-mm.
like, I look at that, and like I said, I've known stories of men, like you know what I'm saying. They just like to have that variety, and they able to utilize it because there's a male shortage out here. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And a lot of women are actually, you know what I'm saying, already in families. You know what I'm saying? And they utilize that. You know what I'm saying? I could just be a Rolling Stone. I mean, they had songs like that.
yeah,
A lot of songs back in the days were all about side chick behavior
right.
and being a Rolling Stone and just going to different houses and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the way I look at it, if I was if I was a person who my goal in life was to be a kept woman and I wanted my house and I just wanted my kids and I wanted to be taken care of, I would be that person who would be okay with being one of many wives. Just give me Thursdays. I don't care. Pay for the mortgage. Make sure we good. If we on that economical wavelength with it,
yeah.
But I'm too old for that shit now. I ain't contributing to nobody fucking village. I just
So it's an age range where it could the kept woman for like to be like one of the concubines. It gets to a certain age limit. It's like, nah, fuck that shit. I need just you, or I don't need you at all.
period.
Okay. What do you think, Daily Walkers? What do you think about this conversation? Please comment. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification button for more episodes. And this is a Daily Walk, man. This is Akibang and Be Truth.
All right.
Funny as fuck.